This is Twit.
Well, what I want to do with the pine board tonight, it's kind of a cleanup. We've done a lot of things, and meaning that we've changed a few things. We have added some things. We've made things easier, better, all that kind of good stuff. And tonight, pay attention, because these will be the diagrams that you really want to pay close attention. And if you're building, this is what you want to build to, because the drawings are just exquisite. Gene W4IQN has done such a great job with this, I swear. I don't know how he does it. And then Chip takes these and he's putting them together, so we'll have them on the site. And we're going to start off with the power supply. Now, this power supply is not the original one we did with the tube. This is a solid state bridge rectifier, or you can do it with 4 diodes. Kind of interesting. I got a note from 4X4LF here a couple weeks ago. Shalom said, why don't you do this with diodes? Well, you can. But the little bridge is, all of those are in one little block. And that's kind of neat to do that kind of stuff. And Andy, K9ATK, also mentioned that. And these diodes can be like NTE 156s or 156As, any one of those. And you're ready to go. And thanks, Andy, and all of you that give me these ideas. And we try to keep you all posted what's happening. Here is the layout of that power supply. And what's so really nice about the bridge is it's simple. You got to make sure that you disconnect the center tap. That's really important. But that gives you a lot more B plus, up to around 380, 400 volts. So we're getting about 5 watts out of our transmitter now, and that really helps a lot. This is my final version of the preamp. This really plays. In fact, I've been using this thing. We've been playing guitars through them and all kinds of stuff. In fact, that's going to be a project. I think we might come up next year how to take that preamp and end up building an amplifier on the end of it for any kind of hi-fi or whatever. It's really cool. But one of the main things about this preamp is it has equalization in it. And you can see all kinds of preamps running around these days, but for stuff like this, but they don't have a preamp in them. One thing I want to alert you to, we have added an RFI filter. That choke and this capacitor is a really nice RFI filter. One other thing that we might want to do, if you do have some serious RF, I don't know how you're going to do it with this because it's not very much power, but you can add another 001 to ground here, and that really, really tightens it up for RF. Between that, the RF choke, and that, you're ready to go. But it's such a nice layout. It worked really well. And sounds terrific. The transmitter, this is one new deal on the transmitter. I've had a few guys ask me, what about CW? Well, here it is. We've added a jack, put the choke in series with this, and a switch down here. Normally that was grounded. Now you can go from AM to CW. This is a switching jack. So when you don't have the key plugged in, that grounds that. And that works great. And that answers the question for the guys that want to do CW. So if you're not taking screenshots of this is all going to be up on the Heil Sound website tomorrow or Friday for sure. But you could take screenshots of this also. This little 10-minute segment will be up on that too, and you can review it that way. This is the original power supply of the 6AG7 and the 6V6. We're getting right at 4.5 to 5 watts in this thing, It really works. I went over, we had to do this for the ARRL, for the FCC, for a purity check. And my good friend Ed, WDB40JM, here close to the plant, he's over at Waterloo, Illinois. He was an engineer in the Army that did certification, and he had really great equipment, and he did a certification check. This little booger is cleaner than ever. The FCC says it should, the second harmonic, which would have been 7.7 megs, the second harmonic has to be down 35 dB. This little puppy's down 50. We were really amazed, but we've done all the bypassing right. The coil was really done well, and one that we did, a lot of the guys have asked me this, and we've shown some of this before, but I'm just reviewing some of it. How do you mount the coax connector onto the pine board? And a really nice drawing that Gene has done here. And you do it with, I did this with 16 gauge solid copper wire, and it works great. And it allows you to mount that on the pine board. And of course, this is also very important. Here are all of the listings of parts. Antique Electronic has kits. The transmitter, their numbers are all in there. I don't know what happened here, but AMT got left off. It's P for pine board, Bob Heil, and AMT. Good grief, AM transmitter. I just noticed. Oh, there it is there. They put it in the next line. Power supply, P, BHPS, and the mic preamp. And the reason we separate all of these, even from the beginning of this, is some you're just going to use it for CW. The crystals come from AF4K. Bri does a really nice job with the crystals. And tubes, although you can get them from Antique Electronic, I've found this to be a better tube vendor and a little cheaper. And this very important. This is a bugaboo. We've had 5 different manufacturer suppliers that they had it for a week. Others had them for $25. Give me a break. Onlinecomponents.com. You can buy it for $1.59. So there you are. And all you guys and gals that are building, and a number of you, take note of this. Chip sent this in. K9MIT. This thing is great. It's got all kinds of information, and you want to pay attention to that. So that gives you a little bit of insight as to what's happening to the latest things and how they work, and it's all ready to go. We are so proud of this, Ham Nation. Look at this. It's the cover story in the January DIY issue of QST. And there's 4 pages, great diagrams and pictures and all of that. So you'll be able to see that in January. And gosh, how honored we are here on Ham Nation to have the ARRL really pay attention to what's going on. I'm really thrilled about all of that. And thanks to all of you that keep sending things to me, ideas, as you saw tonight, Andy and Shlomo, and of course Chip just always comes up with great stuff. So I got to tell you, it's what makes all of this worthwhile when you guys and gals keep in touch with me. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys get your shirts and your caps and your stickers or whatever you need on the site. And I don't know if I mentioned this in the beginning. This is the new HM12. This is what HRO gives away with each one of their transceivers. How cool is that? So we're off and running and back to get on AM here pretty soon. So meet us there and away we go.